Hiya, welcome back to Green Hill Gaming, where I share my passion of video games with the whole wide world. In this live stream, I'll be playing the classic Zombies at My Neighbours. So sit back, relax, but as always, and more importantly, enjoy the live stream. So, long before I played Resident Evil, long before I played any zombie video game, I played this very fun game, Zombies at My Neighbours, on the Sega Mega Drive. I'm just sharing my live stream, as I always do. So just give me a few seconds. Yeah, so Zombies at My Neighbours introduced me to zombies for the first time in video games. Just gonna have a quick reminder of the controls. Can you check the controls? No. Alright, how to play. Press the cross button is X. It will always be X. So yeah, press X to use your ready weapon. Circle then to change weapon. Okay. And square to use special weapon. And triangle to change. I'm gonna figure all this out now. Got it. So the two main characters in Zombies at My Neighbours is Zeke and Julie. I don't think Julie gets much appreciation in Zombies at My Neighbours, so I'm going to play as her. Unfortunately, it's not widescreen. Rescue the neighbours in level 1 zombie panic. So yeah, played a lot of this back in the day on Sega Mega Drive. So the point of this game, in case you don't know, is to rescue the neighbours, including babies. If you press R1, you can bring up the map, and the yellow dots indicate where the neighbours are. Bit of a strategy, right? Save all the neighbours. Right? But instead, oh god. Instead of exiting through the door, gather resources. Because believe it or not, this game is actually a resource management game. It's a heavily resource management game. Like this game has heavy resource management elements. So in a way, you could say it's almost like a really like old school arcade version of Resident Evil. Get away from me. So you want to go around and pick up as many items, potential weapons, ammo, as you can, because you will need these resources later on in the game. There's a lot of levels. I forget exactly how much, but there's a lot of levels, and they get progressively more difficult as you go along. So you really will need these resources going forward in the game. Muffin. Okay, I'm ready to leave. Hello, Nicolay. I'm playing a classic in this live stream, classic Sega Mega Drive. It's also on Super Nintendo, I forgot to mention that. I didn't play a Super Nintendo. I played this on Sega Mega Drive. This is Zombies, Ate My Neighbours, long before Resident Evil. All the victims saved. How are you doing? As always, very welcome to Green Hill Gaming. Right, I'm going to save. I think quit and save. I want to quit and save. Well, yeah, you can. It's a strange way of saving, but yeah, you can. That's pretty much how you save, I think. Yeah. Now, as I mentioned, as you progress through the game, the levels do get more difficult. Oh god. I'm good. I just saw something about this game, I think. Really, literally, before you joined the live stream. That's the second time this week something like that has happened to me. Where somebody was like looking at something or doing something that I ended up like doing or showing. Didn't see the zombie. It's getting quite spooky now, this stage. Oh, she did. I didn't realize you actually opened the trash can. Yeah, either yesterday or today. What? I'm getting spooked out now. Oh god. So again, what I'm doing is, now that I've saved, well, unfortunately I didn't save all the neighbours there, but there is no more neighbours left to save. So instead of leaving this level straight away, I'm collecting some resources. Because you will definitely need them going forward in the game. Definitely. So there's the exit, but I'm not going to go through it yet. Zombies are fast. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to leave now. One neighbour, unfortunately, victim to the zombies. Level 3, terror in aisle 5. So these are my weapons. I have this, what do you call that? I forget the name, but spiky ball. Mace, rocket launcher, which not only can you use that for really powerful weapons or enemies, but you can also break walls with it as well. These are like fizzy cannons that you can like throw like as grenades, and your regular oh god. Oh, yeah. It doesn't help that they respawn. Oh, fuck. here we go. Okay, I'm leaving. Level 4. Chainsaw hedge maze mayhem. Now this is where things get nasty. That's okay. Dead. I don't want to use my rocket launcher, but I can, just to let you know. She did. Well, do you know what? Better her than me, like, you know. Like, the game is called Zombies Ate My Neighbours, not Save My Neighbours, you know what I mean? So, it's all good. Oh God. What the... Oh God. Shit. As you can see, it's a full-on maze. Oh my God. She did. Exactly, just save yourself. And mad for himself. Oh, woman. Shit, oh no, it's okay. I am just going to rest it now. Okay, I'm done. It is a tip though to gather as much resources as you can after you save the neighbours, but I'm just speeding through it now, to be honest with you. So I just got a password because, you know, back in the day you couldn't save your game, so you'd put in the password to continue. Level 5. Weird kids on the block. Oh. Shit. Shit, wrong weapon. The constantly switching between weapons and items can be a bit tough. What up? Oh bollocks, I wasn't meant to use that, but... Yeah. Oh yes. He's like, nope. And remember doing that on my... You remember doing that on your Game Boy? Nope. I need to be quick now. Oh, pallets! Okay. I'm telling you, it's not that easy to remember where which buttons to. I don't think you can get anything when you're on monster farm. I just pressed it again. Doesn't make a health though. I need to keep so circle is the switch between weapons and square is the switch between. Yeah. Okay. Good. I think. I don't know. Yeah. More shocking than level 5, level 6 Pyramid of Fear. It's so funny how there is just like random people just hanging out in this pyramid. I like when games didn't need to have big complex backstory. It just was. You know? Games just were. They were fun. You played them. You know what I mean? You enjoyed them. That was it. I actually only found out going back to this game with these re-releases that you can actually have the map. Although that might have been added, actually, I'm not quite sure now, to be honest. It might have been added for like, oh, what's that term? Quality of life? That's a weird term, isn't it? Quality of life. I'm just calling it improvement. There's something so fancy. We've added in quality of life features. We've improved the game. Just say that. We have improved the game. Level 7. Dr. Tongue's Castle of Terror. Wait, I've gotten the weapon I need. Oh, this is it. Yeah, you can literally throw barks knife in place. But I don't have the weapon I'm thinking of at the moment. Dead. There we go, it's literally a holy cross. Oh, fuck. The bonus victim. Oh yeah, by the way, the number of neighbours you have carries over to the next. People have people actually use that as a strategy as well, like to speed through the game. Like if you only have one neighbour to rescue, then you can finish levels quicker. Always giant baby time. This actually terrified me as a kid. Don't ask me why. There was just something about a giant fucking baby. Maybe I foresaw my future. What I was going to turn into. There it is. Oh god. How fast it is. It's stuck. Oh god. Wait, if I just stand here. Get off me. Uh-oh. Wait. Got him. That is a very small sand pit for a very big baby. Bastard. I literally thought that was going to say LGBT. Level 9. This is supposed to be. What do you mean? There we go. You gotta get close. Oh, bollocks. Fuck off. Uh-oh. Fuck, I'm gonna die. These things are so fucking annoying. Alright. Zombies hitting the neighbours. I couldn't give a shit about the neighbours. Do you think they would ever make a new one of these? I hope so. I would love that. I think it would fit right in with today. I think it would fit right in with an indie game. 100%. There's a game very like, well, not very like it, but I just think of that game. Get the name of it now, of course. It's always. Jesus. Into the Gungeon. It's a little bit like Into the Gungeon. I feel like it could actually work. I feel like it's even a bit like The Binding of Isaac as well. Just that, you know, that type of game that I'm talking about. Those type of games I'm talking about. It would fit right in with the indie scene, I think. You know? I think the fact that it's been reintroduced into the wild with these re-releases, I definitely think that there's a chance that there could be a new one, you know? Dead. Dead. Oh. You didn't want to kill him. Let's see. Oh my god! Imagine if you. I don't know what is happening to me lately, but I'm thinking of games as battle royale games lately. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. It's like my quality of like my taste in games is like slowly dying or something. Make it a battle royale game. No, but seriously though, I do have an idea for a modern Zombies Ate My Neighbours. What if you played as the neighbour and you were running away from zombies, right? But like, what if like 50% of players were zombies and 50% were the neighbours or something? But a bit like, what the fuck am I saying? A bit like Dead by Daylight and those kind of games. So if you're playing from the zombies, your intention is to kill all the neighbours, and whoever kills the most neighbours wins. And then obviously, if you're the last neighbour standing, then you're the winner. Is that making sense? Because I have no idea what I'm saying. I didn't even see that baby there, so small. What the fuck? Oh, let's see. Okay. Never mind. I got messed up. Weed cutting bonus. They came to Earth. Never thought Mars needs cheerleaders. Oh, just didn't save, did I? I did. So I make sure. Now to kill these, you need to I actually forget. I think you have to throw it. No. Shit. I actually forget what kills them. I think it's. No. I forget. You know what's really scary? Probably soon, the concept of aliens and UFOs will no longer be fiction. We will have to accept the existence of UFOs and aliens. You know, we will just have to adapt to that revolution in our human history. Just like when humans invented the wheel, you know, electricity, the establishment of democracy, just like any other pivotal moment in human history or human discovery, you know, like it's like a tribal society being introduced to modern society, for the first time. It's like somebody discovering a continent for the first time. My point is, we as humans have always adapted. We've always evolved. We've always experienced new discoveries. So yes, there will come a time, very soon, where, and if you think I'm crazy, then you really need to ask yourself the question, who really is crazy? All you have to do is look around you. Look at what's being said. Look at what's being discussed. Look at the kind of people who are discussing it. Have a look at the grand scale of the entire universe, and then ask yourself the question, who's really crazy? And if you can even have the time to have a logical, intelligent conversation about this topic, try to think outside the box, and don't refer to human logic when it comes to technology and when it comes to our human understanding of the universe. That's all I'm going to say. Chopping mall. I will say one more thing though about humans understanding, or should I say misunderstanding, of non-human transportation. Like whenever the topic of the potential of aliens visiting Earth, whether they've been here for years or whether they're on the way to Earth, whether they pop in every now and again to visit the Eiffel Tower, people counteract that with, but how would they reach us when there's no technology for or something like that? I actually kind of find that quite funny. And the reason I find it quite funny is because we as humans, when we say, let me just go on to the, I don't want music playing in the background, it's too loud. So, I like the sound of your own voice. So yeah, when humans say, how would non-human life forms make their way to planet Earth? And they'll start quoting science, okay? And they'll start referring to scientific transportation, right? What I'm trying to say is they'll say, oh, well, the speed of light, the gravity, and stuff like that is all like human understanding of what is around us in space. Humans have established that knowledge. Humans built technology that can only go so fast. Okay? But if we're talking about, alien life form or non-human life form, right? That is far, 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 far away from Earth. What's to say that they're not going to have technology that is so vastly different to human technology, or even, a completely different understanding of what science is? So what I'm basically trying to say is, We need to stop. We need to stop looking at the topic of alien life form and alien travel from a human mindset. It's like saying, like, how would we as humans, like, I don't know, I had an idea in my head, but I'm not, it's not quite coming out that well. But they are all different types of life forms on planet Earth that are so vastly different to each other. I mean, take marine life compared to land life. You know, animals that live on the surface as opposed to, you know, animals and marine life that live in the ocean, in the bottom of the ocean. Two completely different understandings and ways of living. So take that logic and apply it to potential life form that's like galaxies away, because there are billions of galaxies, you know, across this very vast universe, and the universe that only us humans can see. That's another thing as well. Like, we're so arrogant. We're such an arrogant species. Oh my days. We're such an arrogant species that we think we know everything there is to know about everything, when in reality we don't. We do not know. That's all I'm going to say. I promise. I thought that was one of those grass things. But I will just say one final thing though, and I promise this is the last thing I'm going to say in this live stream about aliens or UFOs. Just be prepared. You can think whatever you want about that now, you can laugh and do whatever, just be prepared. Because you literally have like Marines, you know, people of the highest level of intelligence, real professional people swearing under oath, you know, that they are, like, they know people who are working on these projects, right? Reverse engineering, alien craft, okay? Swearing under oath that these things are happening. Now, if you swear under oath, you face serious penalties, including time in prison. Why would you risk that? Why would you risk your reputation? Right? Why would you risk your legacy? This is a guy who, like, fought for America, right? This is a guy who fought for his country. This is a very, like, honest and genuine person. What benefit would this person have to lie and to risk going to prison for lying by swearing under oath and lying? Just think about that. And be prepared. Because I truly believe that humans are just around the corner from everything they ever thought they knew about anything is just going to be flipped upside down forever. And we are going to basically take the next step in human understanding and discovery. I am telling you. And again, I think we're at an interesting we're in an interesting stage. Oh, okay, I know I said I was going to stop talking about it, but I'm not. I lied. Sue me. So, I think it's kind of interesting that the situation, the topic of aliens and UFOs, has went from the people talking about it being called crazy to the people that laugh at it, ignore it, or say you're crazy. They have actually become the laughing stock. They have actually become the crazy ones, which I rather find interesting and quite funny. Because of the amount of people, the type of people that are openly discussing the existence of UFOs and aliens / non-human life. Like actual whistleblowers, actual people who have worked on or continue to work on projects involving UFOs, and in particular, like reverse engineering. Like there are hearings in the US Congress. Like this isn't some kind of like, like tinfoil hat, like YouTube community, like YouTube channel. This is like Billy Bob Joe in Southern America saying he saw a flying saucer on his back garden. Like we're talking about people within like official, like, and outside of America as well, may I add. This is only like just because the US Congress decide to have these hearings doesn't mean that there is reports of UFOs, and projects outside of America. Like it's even like Russia engaged in UFOs, and other countries as well. Like this has been openly discussed by people of like the highest positions and respected positions, saying these things. Like you used to hear people saying, "Oh, they're just saying it for attention." Why would somebody who has such a established career, like somebody who is like a US Marine, like somebody who could be like a senator or what benefit do these people have to just make up a story? And especially when they're swearing under oath as well. So yeah, it literally has come to a stage where the people who continue to laugh at, deny or ignore the existence of UFOs and aliens, I believe truly that they have become the laughing stock. I truly believe that. And all I'm going to say is just be prepared. Well, I mean, people will look at it in all different ways, and they'll say like, that there's all different ways of looking at it. But just be prepared. Am I scaring you? Good. You should be. I'm joking. The neighbors are dead. Game over. Oh yeah, I don't know if anyone is aware of what happened on this American plane. It was actually told to me by my friend the other night, but I wasn't aware of it. So I looked into it, and fascinating stuff. Fascinating stuff. Interesting as well in more ways than one. Okay, let me try and make this story as short but as detailed as possible. So there was a woman on an American flight, and she got very agitated and very scared, and she wanted to quite literally, in her words, get the fuck off the plane. And she pointed at a passenger on the plane and said, I don't give a fuck if you believe me or don't believe me, but that guy is not human, or that guy is not real. That was her exact words. This guy is not real. And of course, in the day and age that we live in, everyone's phone was out recording her. So there was quite a few videos of the situation. Because that's the world that we live in. But it has its advantages in a way, because you get to see it and you get to make your own kind of conclusion as to what happened. Now, there was somebody else on that plane, although I think apparently he's lying. But I have yet to see him in the video saying that he's lying. Because I'm going to get that in a second. The whole idea of like people just thinking that they have the, I don't know, that they somehow have the right to, you know, that they have the truth. This is what happened. I'm telling you that this guy is lying. I'm telling you know. So I'm going to get to that in a second. But I watched a few of these videos. I watched her, and I see somebody who is not happy. You know, I see someone who's not relaxed, and I would say I'd see someone who's scared. Like, I can hear it in her voice that she is scared. Something is scaring her. All right. So she wanted to get off the plane anyway. And I think the plane had to be stopped and they landed, and all the passengers had to get out or whatever, something like that. I never figured out the full story of that. Yeah, it's an interesting story. I hope I'm doing a good job explaining it. But see, there's a lot of explanations that are given, and I find that more interesting than the actual video itself, if that makes sense. This is the kind of person I am. So apparently there was a guy on that plane, and he didn't take his phone out, but he gave his account of what happened. So she explains that the woman was talking to a passenger on the plane, and that she was having a full-blown conversation with this passenger, but he wasn't saying anything, but he kept staring at her. And that's when she sat back down or something, and then apparently he kept staring at her, and she got agitated, and she points at the passenger and says, you know, he's not real. But the guy, the other guy that was on the plane that was explaining in his video what happened, one thing he says is, well, it's interesting, to say the least. He says that after she got off the plane, that this guy looked around the plane and then looked directly at him and winked, but he didn't wink downwards, he winked across, right? Isn't that interesting? So that's okay, so that's that, right? But then there's people like that came out. One guy came out, I don't even know who the fuck, some comedian called Carrot Top. Fuck knows who he is. But apparently he and other people said that it had something to do with that she lost what the fuck is it? She lost a fucking an AirPod or something, right? She lost an AirPod apparently. No. Unless that AirPod was made out of fucking platinum and was worth $1 billion, I fail to see why somebody would react like that just for losing an AirPod. And why would this person be afraid of a passenger and say this person is not real if they lost an AirPod? It just doesn't add up to me, that story. And then you have people saying, oh, she's crazy, she's getting a mental breakdown, she's drunk, she's on drugs. But there was a few comments that were saying that they actually work with people who, have drug addictions or alcohol addictions, and that they felt that didn't add up because the way that she was talking and the genuine fear, a lot of people believe that she was genuinely scared. But I don't know, I felt like there was there was a very kind of well organized damage control response by certain people with certain agendas. If you ask me, God honest, sure, I don't care how crazy it sounds, it's almost like people were just very quick to shut it down and just say, oh, this is just a crazy person, she lost her AirPods, she's a Karen, nothing to see her. And of course, Gen Z was just like, oh yeah, she's a Karen, yeah, she's a Karen, see the crazy Karen playing there. You know what I mean? It's like they just know how to kind of, distract Generation Z, and to be fair, it's not very hard to do, really, is it? So that's what I feel. I feel like it was a very quick, kind of well organized kind of response just to kind of shut it all down, and then people are saying, oh, this guy wasn't even on the plane. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked too much into it, but unless I see a video from him saying, yeah, I lied, why would he lie? The guy who saw what happened on the plane and says that this guy blinked at him in a weird way. But why would he even say something so specific like that, though? Because she didn't say anything she said this person is not real. If she had said in the video, this person is a lizard, which she doesn't, right? Then you could say, okay, that's what he's referring to, the specific blink. But this person is not real could mean anything. So I find it interesting why people are so quick to call this guy a liar. And a lot of people online are saying, oh, she said she saw a lizard person. No, she didn't. Who's saying that? And I find that very interesting, because I find that to be very interesting logic, very interesting psychology, because no one said that. That's almost like, if someone is being interviewed for a crime, or if they're if they're a suspect, or they're being basically questioned, right? And then, let's say it's a murder, right? And the person is being questioned, and the first thing they say is, I didn't kill no one. Well, obviously, the police would be like, well, we didn't say you did. So it's rather interesting that there are certain people online saying, hey, this crazy Karen said she saw a lizard person. She didn't. Nowhere in that video does she say she saw a lizard person. No one mentions the word lizard. Not even that guy who talks about the blink. So don't you find it interesting that it's the people that are quick to shoot her down, that they're the ones saying, oh, she saw a lizard person, she's crazy. I find that quite interesting. There's also another incident that happened on another plane. I think it was actually a Ryanair plane, Ryanair plane. That sounds actually weird when you say it like that. But anyway, but he had some kind of outburst as well. I didn't look too much into that one. I don't know what the hell went on there, but apparently he saw something as well. So they're talking about two different flights, two different people that both got agitated by seeing something. something is happening. I'm telling you. This is people, Johnny. It's yeah, you're saying this is person. You're saying this is person. But yeah, it's interesting. One way or the other is what I say. You know, I mean, I would have to be on that plane, you know, myself, you know, to basically like decide for myself, like. But there's all sorts. There was people saying that she was drinking. There was people saying she wasn't drinking. You know, like here's the thing. Unless you are this woman's family or friends or her enemies, what reason would you have if you're just a passenger on that plane, or if you were in that airport before she boarded that plane? What reason would you have to either back her up or go against her? That's a question I'd like to know. So when you have people saying that she was drinking, and then people saying, oh no, she wasn't drinking, you got two sides of people telling two different things. So for the people that are saying that she wasn't drinking, what reason would they have to defend her? So I would be more inclined to believe that she wasn't drinking. And I'd be more inclined to believe the people that are saying that she was drinking are lying. Because again, why would you want to like lie in the opposite direction to defend them? If that makes sense. You know? But to me anyway, what I saw in that video was a woman who was clearly scared. You know, whatever she saw, I don't know. And apparently she's got no like history of mental illness or anything like that. It's also interesting. But it's just like it's you know, online anyway, mostly online. She's just going to be referred to as the crazy Karen lady. It's kind of sad, really, isn't it? The Generation Z's mindset is just so narrow. But they literally, everything is a label to them. Everything is a label. Stick it on a label, stick it on a flag, stick it on a badge. You know, this is just, everything is just so like, it's just so narrow. They can't see anything else. Like even that situation with a woman on the plane, they just can't see anything else other than crazy Karen lady. They won't open their mind. They won't broaden their mindset to other possibilities. And they will just listen to one video over the other video and like picking sides. Why would you want to pick sides? Like why would you? I'm on the side of she's crazy. I'm on the side of she's not crazy. Like, why not be on your own fucking side? As in, like, why not just, like, instead of just watching a video and just agreeing with that person, why not just come to your own fucking conclusion? Do you know? Like, I would say, what reason, like, would she have to react like that? That's the question. That's the very logical question. Now, if you were on the plane, would you react like that? Get me the fuck off this plane. That guy right there, he's not real. I mean, that's not something I've ever done in my life. I'm sure you haven't done it. So it's interesting, yeah. Interesting. I don't know. The whole thing when it comes to lizard people, I just, that is just too deep for me. You know, that is just too deep for me to even like have a discussion, to be honest with you. I don't know, it's just, it's really, it's out there. But then again though, you have people like fucking Elon Musk that actually believes in that we're all living in a matrix. So I don't know though. I mean, if people are looking up to Elon Musk because it's like, oh, he's such a great businessman and I really respect him, but then they like look at someone like David Jones, who crowned the whole fucking lizard people thing, like as just a crazy man. Don't you find that interesting? Don't you find it interesting that there is a man right now who believes that we are all living in a simulation, that we are all living in a matrix, that the majority of people just that just goes over their head, and all they can think of is Elon Musk is such a successful businessman. But then another man, David Jones, talks about the potential of there being lizard people, gets laughed at because gets called crazy. What's the difference in terms of crazy theories? How is believing that we are nothing more than code, that we are nothing more than a simulation, how is that any less crazy than believing that there is the potential of there being some kind of reptilian species living among us? Like, well, I suppose I am having a discussion about it now. I would argue it's more believable, to be quite honest with you, because A, they are reptiles on this planet. B, they are what's the exact word I'm looking for now? Primates, that's what it's called, like apes and monkeys and gorillas. They exist. Look at the similarities between. Now Jesus Christ, you can listen to me. You can sit here and you can deny aliens and UFOs and reptile people and whatever else. You can deny the person on the plane. You can deny all that, and there'll be perfect logic to deny that in your own. Like, you know what I mean? You could come to a logical conclusion as to why you can deny that. But I don't think anyone with a right mind can deny the similarities between like gorillas and apes, right, to humans. So if there's reptiles and lizards on this planet, what's to say that there isn't some kind of in between lizard and human race? I am David Jones. Was it Alex Jones or David Jones? No, actually not Alex Jones. I was thinking of someone else. I was thinking of, who the fuck am I thinking of? David Icke, David Jones. Someone just sitting there watching YouTube. Hey, my name is David Jones. I didn't say that. Leave me alone. David Icke. So I was thinking of that fucking fucker, Alex Jones. Oh, don't even get me started on him. That guy just lost it. That guy lost it. I'm not gonna lie. I used to watch Alex Jones. Not in a serious degree. I found it more entertaining than anything else. But once I saw him literally harass a member of staff in Google, I was like, that's it, like, I'm done. Whatever the fuck he wants to fight for, whatever the fuck he believes in, to walk into the person's workplace who is literally just behind the desk and start banging on about this and like that, it's just, you just don't do that shit. Like, so I stopped watching it. But like, you know, when you have the whistleblower, the UFO and alien whistleblower who was speaking under oath in the US Congress, when he says that yes, like the American government does have non-human life, like he doesn't. You don't notice he never said alien. You know, he never said fucking AI or he just said non-human. What's non-human? What's to say that non-human could potentially be some sort of reptilian race? What's to say? And I'm telling you, that is no more crazy than the likes of Elon Musk believing that we're living in a simulation. You see, this is more of it. This is something that pisses me off. When you're a certain person, of a certain position, of a certain popularity, of a certain fucking thing, you just seem to be looked at so differently. When you do things, or say things, or behave in a certain way. Do you know what I mean? I could go on, but if I do go on, I feel like I could be here until 2 o'clock in the morning, but I won't. In terms of this whole thing about people that get perceived much differently than other people, like the average person, right? That starts talking about like we're living in a simulation, gets called a tinfoil hat. But Elon Musk, like, because he's Elon Musk, look at me, I turned a bird into an X. I'm so intelligent. Look at my fantastic cars, which is so indestructible. And then he smashes it open with a fucking hammer live. What an idiot. I think this guy's got more fucking money than brains, to be honest. All the weed he smokes, man, is burning what's left of his brain cells. But like, because of his presence, like his fame, his money, his popularity, he gets like, oh yeah, we think nothing of the fact that he believes that we're living in a simulation. Like, that's retarded. Where's the evidence? That's the thing. Where's the evidence to suggest of any kind? Evidence of any kind to suggest that we're living in a simulation. Like, can anyone prove that we're living in a simulation? Like, it's one of the most stupidest things that anyone can ever come out and say. Honestly. I think it's even more stupid than believing the world is flat, to be honest. We're living in a simulation. Pretty silly, really. But like, as I mentioned earlier, if you look at human history, like the entire history of humanity, we have always come to a stage where we have discovered something so groundbreaking, so extraordinary, so evolutionary, that it quite literally changes humanity, understanding of the world. Like, that has happened so many times down through the years of our very existence. So with that, like, I think it's only a matter of time before we kind of accept stuff that we would have just laughed at and dismissed and ignored. Stuff like UFOs, aliens. Like when we were when we were in Africa, because we were all, like fucking science would have us believe that we all fucking, as humans, like we were in fucking Africa, like tribes, right? And they're like fucking cavemen. Like the more we explored, ourselves as humans and the world around us, like we discovered so much about the world that we didn't know. Like all the tools, if you stop and think about it, right? Everything that we have now, everything, high-speed broadband, televisions, right? Electricity, fucking solar systems, whatever, I could go on. Every single thing we have now was available in the world during like the times of fucking tribal times. Now you're probably thinking, what do you mean? I mean, it was there, but we just didn't discover it. The tools needed to create that technology. The chemicals needed to create that technology. The components, everything. It was all there. If I went back in time right now, and I told those humans, this is how you create electricity. This is how you create a wheel. This is how you create a car. This is how you create metal. This is how like they would be able to create the technology we have now. So essentially what I'm saying is, everything was there, but we didn't discover it yet. There were countries that were not discovered yet. Like, we didn't even know what space was. How would we? But the more we, got technology, like telescopes and whatnot, like, we were able to see what was out there. So, my point is, as I'm saying this at 1:15 in the morning and nearly falling asleep, is that we as humans have always discovered things that were already there anyway, but we just didn't know. Just imagine believing that Earth is the only planet out of billions of galaxies to have life. We're so arrogant. We're so arrogant, we're just so arrogant. We're so up ourselves. We're so self-centered as a species. It's embarrassing to think that nothing else exists other than our little fucking life. It's pathetic, and it's quite funny and it's quite crazy, and that's what I find crazy, thinking that we are the only life forms in the entire universe, and the universe that we understand, the universe that we've mapped out as humans. So apparently we only found out recently that the universe is a lot bigger than what we think it is. So what does that say? We don't know fuck all, That is the reality. That is the reality. We don't know fuck all. We don't just stop discovering things. You don't just stop discovering things. You don't just stop learning. You don't stop understanding. That's a continuous process. So yeah, get ready, lads. We're going to be bringing in alien refugees soon enough. Oh god. But I find it interesting that some people put more effort into dismissing these things than opening their mind to these things and opening their ears and eyes to the amount of documentation, of like just the amount of people of all sorts, but in particular, like people like that are like standing in US Congress, like whistleblowers of these UFO projects. I mean, opening up about this, like it's amazing that people just seem to put more effort and more intelligence into shooting down it than actually opening their mind to it. It's like, why? Why not just open your mind? I just think about it from a logical point of view. Like, put it this way: are we the only life forms on Earth? No. Are we the only life forms that eat? No. That sleep, shit, breed? No. Are we the only life forms on the surface? No. Can we survive underwater? No. Can marine life survive on the surface? Not all of it. But interestingly, some life on this earth can survive both underwater and surface. So, what's to say that they are advanced life forms beyond Earth that can live with or without oxygen, or some other kind of chemical, or don't even need? Because we're looking at all of this. We're looking at we look at life, and again, arrogantly based off ourselves. Do you realise that there are animals on this planet that are not humans, but are just as, if not more, intelligent than humans? Are they going around fucking building houses, like actual like fucking buildings and inventing technology? Maybe not, but they're still very intelligent, like good memory, social skills, whatever else. But we're not the only life forms on this planet. Like, why are we so arrogant? And when we start thinking about like life forms, we start basing it off human. I remember hearing about people who didn't believe dinosaurs were real. See, this is where things get interesting, isn't it? This is where things get interesting. I mean, if people are willing to believe in science, and science will tell you there was dinosaurs, if you're willing to believe that there was big giant lizards going around this planet, then maybe you open your mind to the possibility of there being other life forms across this universe. It's an interesting one. Like people didn't believe it, but there was a time people didn't believe in dinosaurs, but proof is there. Obviously, there's a lot more proof to suggest that there's dinosaurs and aliens, obviously. But we look at, like, when you say alien, I mean, Hollywood. See, the thing is, Hollywood has fictionalized, the concept of UFOs and aliens. So when you think of an alien, you think of, the typical big head, big eyes, grey or green, right? You think of UFOs, you just think of flying saucer. No, obviously, like as Hollywood progressed, like obviously, like the designs of these things have obviously kind of, like people have, used their imagination a bit more and whatever else. But still, though, like, we have no clue what life on other planets would look like. We haven't a fucking clue, because there's going to be completely different, like the blueprint of life will be different on every planet. Like, no two, like, planets are going to be like 100% identical, are they? Like, what makes us think we can even see them? Now you might say, oh, but you can see the planets and stuff, but that doesn't. See, I can't understand, but you also can't understand. Nobody can understand, because we're looking at it from a human, like, we're looking at it from a human perspective. Everything we know as humans, it's like a computer. Do you ever have a conversation with an AI, right? And you start, like, fucking asking them, like, weird ass questions, and they can't, like, cannot compute. Like, we only have a certain amount of knowledge, human knowledge, that was passed down to us, from our parents, and then that information was passed down to them, and it's almost like genetic, like, it's almost like genetic knowledge, right? Like, literally, like, in human DNA. That's our understanding of what the world is as humans. So the reality is, we have absolutely no comprehension whatsoever of what an alien life form could look like, behave like, travel, like, or again, our understanding of traveling, like the very definition of travel, could be something completely different to them. So just be open-minded when you start seriously taking, like, alien life forms or alien travel, like, serious. Just be open-minded. Think of it a little bit differently. But we're definitely in an interesting stage, though, when it comes to aliens and UFOs, because of the amount of discussion that's being had now, and the type of discussion, the people who are discussing it. It used to be a time where it would literally just be confined to, YouTube videos or some kind of, like, entertainment documentary. That's what I like to call some of them, entertainment documentaries. Basically, like, documentaries that just gather a couple of people from a couple of places across the world that says they saw a UFO, and they just, they try and make it, like, look like they're serious, but the overall tone of the documentary is entertainment. There are a few genuine documentaries about UFOs and aliens out there, but unfortunately they're overshadowed by, people who just want to make entertainment as opposed to, like, documentary. But what makes the current situation interesting, the situation where you actually have US Congress openly discussing this, it literally is just that. It's not a documentary. It's literally, like, you might as well be watching, Congress talk about, tax fraud or fucking, refugee crisis or something. It literally is being discussed like anything else in the world, like the war on terror or whatever else. It's literally an open discussion. They're literally taking this serious. Well, interesting. I'm actually going to end the live stream on this theory, an interesting theory indeed. You know how there's this possibility, theory, you know, that there are certain like, I don't even know how to fucking. Do you know how people believe that, like, world governments, right, are kind of like I can't think of the word, infiltrated by like really like powerful people who have a universal agenda, right? Like, and possibly like connected to like a universal organization that again has this universal agenda that they want to push. So like they push politics in a certain way, and they push like religion in a certain way, they push sexuality in a certain way, entertainment in a certain way, so on and so forth. Sometimes, you know, all together. Because I believe, I'm not going to go on about this, but I believe that entertainment is to me anyway, very clearly influencing young people on sexuality. But look, I'm not going to go into that. But so a lot of people believe in that, right? But have you ever heard the term fight fire with fire? Or play them at their own game? Or two can play at that game? What's to say that there isn't, like, you know, this like good versus evil thing happening? You know what I mean? It's the never-ending battle, you know, good versus evil. And you don't have to look at that in a religious way, you can look at that in a logical way. What's to say that there isn't a group of people, right, who have got themselves together with a universal agenda, you know, that have infiltrated the infiltrators. Do you get me? That have infiltrated this group, this powerful group who want to push an agenda. So what's to say that this hasn't happened? And as a result, the people who are supposedly pulling the strings, right, on this world, you know, through politics and whatever else, what's to say that the people who have infiltrated that group are the ones who are responsible for this knowledge coming out about UFOs, and that's royally pissing off the main group? Now that's a very logical possibility. I'm going to let that one sink with you as I get some sleep. But thanks for watching. I'm glad I got a bit of gameplay in before I actually had my impromptu Johnny Talks. This is a really fun game. I like playing this game. As the title says, oh, the memories. I actually got that. I actually got that from ITV3 or ITV4, it's an English channel. They play classic. They show classic soap operas, particularly Emmerdale and Coronation Street. Look, I love my soap operas, but they show the classic ones. And when they're showing classic Coronation Street, there's always this one presenter, and she starts off by saying, "Oh, the memories. We're going back in time now for some classic Corrie." I don't really know the exact fucking words. No, I'm so sad. I need a fucking life. But I'm gonna get some sleep now. So yeah, thanks for watching. Good night, Nicola. Thanks so much for watching the live stream. I'm gonna read your comments first, even on the commercials. Yep. I might make a follow up to this. I don't think we've gotten the real Johnny Talks for quite a while. I think I've toned down my Johnny Talks. If I had to compare it to wrestling terms, and I don't watch wrestling anymore. haven't watched wrestling in years, but I'm going to use a wrestling term here. I feel like Johnny Talks has been like corporate Kane long enough, but I think we need to see the big red monster, the devil's favorite demon, Kane. But no, seriously, I'm not even. Well, I'm absolutely joking about that. But I know. I think it's time that I just fully opened my mouth and resumed talking about what's really happening around this world. And I could honestly not give a fuck who I offend along the way. I honestly could, because it's geez, it has me going off my nose again after I'm saying goodnight. It's so blatant. It is just so blatantly clear, right? What I see on a daily basis. And I have been very quiet. But you want to know why I'm being very quiet? Because there may be people wondering, what's he talking about? I was wondering why Danny was so quiet. I was wondering why he didn't make any of these videos. I was wondering why he just didn't comment on these things. See, I'm quiet because I was listening. You have to be quiet to listen. Otherwise you won't hear anything. I've been watching. I've been listening. More so now than ever before. And I've seen enough. And I've heard enough. So believe me, the real Johnny Talks is coming soon to a YouTube near you. But anyway, with that, I'm definitely going to sleep now. Good night. Thanks for watching. See you next time.